Today, we are taking it back to an old school edition of Pillow Talk Derm, where we are going to be breaking down exfoliating and the acids that make up this category one by one, because it seems that we live in a black and white world, where in 2020, we discovered how to exfoliate our skin, and it was the best thing since sliced bread. But guess what happened? We blew up our skin barriers and our faces. So fast forward 5 years, we now demonize this step completely and avoid it like the plague or COVID, I guess. And therefore, the answer is neither here nor there, and it lies in the middle. And so I did want to take a moment today to take a step back, to go back to our old school format and to talk about the how, the why, the what, and the reasons behind exfoliating, the science behind exfoliating. And we will break up a few myths in the process. For those of you who don't know me, I have a lisp. My name is Dr. Idriss. I'm a board certified dermatologist. And welcome to Pillow Talk Derm, where we do this thing every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. So make sure to like, subscribe, and follow along. But before I jump in, I want to take a quick moment to say a heartfelt thank you to every single one of you who have not only supported me throughout the years, but as some of you may know, a lot of you do not know, I have a skincare brand called Dr. Idriss, which I launched a few years ago, and we just won the Allure Best of Beauty Best Brightening Face Mask for this product, the Major Fade Flash Mask, and I am incredibly grateful. It's like the Oscars of beauty, and without your support, this would never even be possible. Behind every product, we do clinical testings. Every ingredient that we put in is at an effective level. It is not there for a marketing claim, and it has been a labor of love, and we have zero investors, so everything you see is done by yours truly, so I really appreciate it. We'll get into the mask in a second, but let us jump in first into the science, because that is the core of everything we do. We need to understand the why to know why we're doing it. Why do we need to exfoliate? Because the answer is, even if you do not wear makeup, we have dead skin cells that accumulate every day, because we make over 20 to 40,000 dead skin cells a day. That can lead up to 0.5 gram to 1.5 grams if you're not wearing any makeup. Layer that with moisturizers, with creams, with foundation, with blush, with powders, whatever, it can definitely be more. And therefore, as you're living every day, that is sitting on the top surface of your skin. Now, you may say, but I wash my face. Sure. That is great. And you should wash your face at night. Every night is what I usually recommend in my book, because you want to get rid of all of that crud. But washing your face is not getting rid of those dead skin cells, because when you're exfoliating, that bond that is holding those dead skin cells together starts to dissolve, and those dead skin cells can come off much better. Why is that important? Because we have a cell cycle. Our cell cycle takes our skin cells from the bottom layer of our skin up to the top layer of our skin. It is on average 10 to 28 days, but as we get wiser in life, and I like to believe we get wiser as we get older, that cycle slows down. So it's around 30 days in your 30s, 40 days in your 40s, 50 days in your 50s. So it gets slower. And what does that mean for you? You start to look duller, not as smooth, not as radiant, not as glowy, and therefore you want to exfoliate to look brighter, to look more radiant, to look smoother, and to help unclog your pores if you are oily, which we will get to in a second. But also, it can help your other products maybe work better for you. Not like 100 times better for you, but any small boost that you can give yourself and that you can help yourself with, I say go for it. Now, there are several types of different exfoliating mechanisms, okay? They're not all created equal. There are three main categories. There are physical exfoliants, there are enzymatic exfoliants, and there are chemical exfoliants. Now, don't be fooled. These are all chemical to a certain degree. Chemical exfoliants are called chemical exfoliants, but everything here is a chemical. There are these three buckets, right? Within the physical world, you have your physical scrubs, your loofahs, etc. But you also have scrubs that are formulated in a product like a St. Ives scrub, where they used to use crushed walnut shells. And these physical scrubs can be abrasive, and they're often too harsh if they're overdone, and they can lead to micro tears and irritations, and they're therefore not my favorite category. Save that for the professionals if you're going to go get a physical anything like a microdermabrasion. We will talk about where and when you can use them in a second. Enzymatic exfoliating acids are usually derived from fruits like papayas, pineapples, pumpkins, I think pumpkin's a fruit, but yes, let me know below if it's a fruit. I think it is. But basically, enzymatic exfoliant will dissolve the glue holding your dead cells together very much on the surface level of your skin, and therefore it's good for a beginner or for somebody who's very new to it or sensitive or just starting out. And it's not very specific like chemical exfoliants. Chemical exfoliants have three subtypes, all right? We have our AHAs, our alpha hydroxy acids, which are our water-loving acids. There are three AHAs from biggest to smallest: mandelic acid, lactic acid, and then glycolic acid. Mandelic acid being the least, I would say, potent. It's the gentlest one. It is the largest one, the best for sensitive skin. Lactic acid is great for if you're looking for brightening. And glycolic acid, my personal fave, is the most effective because it is the smallest, it goes the deepest. And therefore, it is not only good in helping get rid of the dead skin cells, but it has also been shown to boost collagen and hold on to water too. So it's a nice humectant as well. Then you have your BHAs, our beta hydroxy acids, like salicylic acid, which is an oil-loving acid. And this is great, especially if you're oily or have acne-prone skin. And it is really for those of us out there who get a lot of congestions and a lot of breakouts and pimples, okay? Then we have our polyhydroxy acids, which are our newer category of your chemical exfoliants. These are the cousins of our AHAs. They are much larger, they are gentler, they work on the surface, have more antioxidant properties, and they're good for people who have very, very sensitive skin or even sensitive areas on your face, like your under eyes or your lips, which I will get to in a minute. So now knowing this, how would you select the best exfoliating products for your skin? The best products for your skin type and concern have to really do with what you're looking for. Remember I mentioned physical exfoliants are not great because they're abrasive and micro tears? I really mean that for the face, neck, and possibly a little bit on the chest. But for the rest of your body, your skin is much thicker and it could take more. So could you use a loofah on your legs and your arms and your backside and your back and your belly? Sure. Go ahead, knock yourself out. Even for the bottoms of your feet, getting a pumice stone, that is a form of physical exfoliation as well. Enzymatic exfoliants are great if you are a beginner, if you have sensitive skin. And chemical exfoliants are really my favorite one because you can tailor it to what you need based on what is going on with your skin. So you want to also consider the format in which the chemical exfoliant is being delivered. Is it coming in a mask format? Is it coming in a toner format? Is it coming in a pad format? Products can combine various forms of chemical exfoliants, and that can make it a little bit more confusing, and that is why it's so important that you know which type of chemical exfoliant you're using. So I'm going to simplify this as much as I humanly possibly can. If you have oily skin and acne-prone skin, you're going to look for salicylic acid. And I would say if you are not sensitive, then the toner format is not necessarily a bad idea, where you can put it on a cotton pad or put it directly on your skin and let it sit on your skin. Paula's Choice has a 2% BHA liquid toner. If you have oily skin but you're very sensitive, right, the face wash format can also be helpful. You want to wash it on and wash it off. It probably does not have that much contact time with your skin, and therefore it may not be as effective, but something will be better than nothing. And we all think of the Neutrogena 2% salicylic acid cleanser. Want to use it in the format of a cleanser, then you can use salicylic acid pads, okay? And the reason I like these pads is because you can sort of dab it on as lightly as you want and you don't have to go aggressive, especially in the sensitive areas like around your nose or under your eyes. First Aid Beauty has their acne clearing pads at 2%. And this is a acne treatment, and they can claim it as an acne treatment because they also have their OTC drug fact label on it. But I like the pads because, again, you can dictate how aggressive you want to be with the pads in terms of swiping, and you can avoid certain areas like the corners of your nose, your under eyes, where with the toner, it's a little bit harder when you're just splashing on your face. If you have dry skin, I love glycolic acid. It is my favorite. Don't underestimate how glycolic acid can also give you more hydration in your skin over time because it is a humectant. So if your makeup gets patchy and your skin feels dry, this can be a good fix. FYI, I exfoliated probably 2 nights ago, I think, and I will show you guys like seamless because your skin, if I do say so myself, my makeup application, because your skin is much more even toned, even exfoliated. What did I exfoliate? And this is where I will talk to you guys about it. The Major Fade Flash Mask. It is a 15% glycolic acid mask, but like I said, products do combine acids with a 3% lactic acid as a bonus. Now, the reason why I made it a mask is twofold. You should not be exfoliating every single night of the week. When it's a mask format, there's a barrier to entry. It's like you don't want to do it as often, and therefore you want to exfoliate probably 2 to 4 times a week at most. The thing about a mask that is really, really unique and nice is that you can put it to any area of your face or body that you want to have it sit on for a few minutes and then wash it off. So you can control where you apply it and how long you apply it for. And so that is really unique to a mask. And that is why we also made it as a mask format. Plus the other bonus is that this also has tranexamic acid, which is an ingredient used for brightening as well. So the combination of that with the lactic acid and the glycolic acid make it a very effective mask. Masks, this one in particular, does have an initial tingle. It is the pH of your skin acclimating to the product. It is not an irritation, and it usually resolves around 1 to 2 minutes. So just make sure you are aware of that if you are going to try it out. If you have dark spots, that is also why I like a mask, because let's say you're sensitive with dark spots and you don't want to use it all over your face, but you're trying to brighten. You could use a exfoliant, a chemical exfoliant in a mask format as a spot treatment. Let's say you had acne and you have a lot of PIH and brown spots left behind. You can literally use it as a spot treatment to those brown spots. So you're not exfoliating your whole face every night, but you're helping these brown spots move along faster. Now, if you have dry skin and very sensitive skin, I love glucanolactone for this. Glucanolactone is a PHA. Like I said, it is the cousin of glycolic acid. And it works really nice for dry, sensitive skin, which is why I put it in the Dr. Idriss barrier-based lip peel. I'll show you that one. It's our lip basting duo. I do use this, the peel, which is this product, to exfoliate my lips. And I do this every night in the winter time. Not so much in the summer, but in the winter when it's very dry, I will do it at night, followed by the lip based to lock it in once it dries. So if you have sensitive skin, glucanolactone is a nice option. I will use this as Shireen, not as the brand, especially if you have zero cold sores or infections under my eyes as well, to help with this area if you have fine lines. The other acid that I really like if you have dry and sensitive skin is mandelic acid. Because it is not as small as glycolic acid, it can sit nicely on the surface of your skin and help with the noise as well. Pavit has your mandelic clearing serum. Those are great options if you have dry and sensitive skin. Can you use the flash mask if you have sensitive skin? I would say I have been pleasantly surprised by the feedback, but approach with caution. Always patch test first. Put it on the side of your face. Let it sit for like 3 to 5 minutes instead of a 15-minute mask, and then see how your skin responds. Do that 2 or 3 times in a week to see if it repeats itself or not. But if there's any sort of residual irritation, redness that lingers or lasts, it's not for you. And go for one of the options that I just described, okay? And what about those of us in the group who have combination skin? I'm going to base now because it dried up. Well, if you have combination skin, because we are going to be confused by our own face, are we oily, are we dry? Let us first look at our overall problem. If our overall problem is brown spots, right, and that discoloration, we want to look brighter, we want to look more radiant, we're going to go more towards the glycolic and the lactic acids. If we have combination skin, but we have a lot of clogged pores, we're breaking out, it's leaving us with dark marks because we're actively breaking out, we're going to want to go for salicylic acid. So those are kind of ways that I like people to figure themselves out, and you can mix and match throughout the course of the week. Let's say you have brown spots and you break out. You can use salicylic acid 2 or 3 times a week and use glycolic and lactic acid once or twice a week. So you can kind of mix and match. Just don't do it every night of the week. Now, if you are sensitive, extremely sensitive, or a beginner, and you have superficial textural stuff that you kind of want to help yourself with, you look dull and you're just sensitive and scared, go for an enzymatic peel. YSE Beauty has their Your Favorite X gentle enzymatic and physical exfoliating gel, which can be nice for you if you are sensitive and you are scared to begin and you have that dullness superficially that you're looking to help yourself with. Is there anybody who should avoid exfoliating altogether? I would argue if you are rosacea prone, if you have an inflamed skin barrier, if your skin feels tight and just raw and angry and irritated, hold off. Don't exfoliate for like a month and just focus your skincare routine on soothing and calming and restoring your skin barrier before you reintroduce exfoliation into your routine. You will not melt, you will not disintegrate, you will be okay, but I would definitely do it slowly over the course of time. Now, how to incorporate exfoliating into your routine? Like I said, you start very slow with anything. Maybe I didn't say it in this video, but I always say it. Low and slow is the way to go. Once or twice a week. And the goal is to maybe do 2 to 4 times a week, especially depending on your climate and time of year. So I exfoliate a little bit more in the winter time when the sun is less intense and the air is very dry and I need to help myself a little bit more. That is when I exfoliate a little bit more. And in the summer, I tend to pare it down a little bit. It is best to exfoliate at night. A lot of brands will recommend using an exfoliating acid in the morning. I disagree with this. I think you want to exfoliate at the end of the day to get the noise off your face, to get the day off your face, to get the dead cells off your face. And it should be the first step of your routine after you've washed your face on clean, dry skin. Here are some little tips. You can use it all over your face. Areas you should always be careful with are the delicate skin underneath the eyes. That's why you want to go for a PHA for those areas. This little corner on the side of our nostrils can hold on to any sort of liquid and toner and fluid or even a mask. So you want to be careful not to go too close to here because that will wake up any sort of irritation or perioral dermatitis as well. And as always, you want to use sunscreen the next day to protect your most important acids because when you exfoliate, you're going to become more sensitive overall to the sun. And listen to your skin. Listen to your skin. It's about a weekly routine and how you're incorporating all of these ingredients over the course of a week versus trying to do it every single day. And there you have it. This has been your full comprehensive guide on how to exfoliate, why to exfoliate, tips on exfoliating, and what can we use for different types of skin concerns. I hope you guys enjoyed it and I will see you guys next week. Have a beautiful Saturday.